Thank you for tuning in to Press TV. Stay with us for half an hour and we'll bring you all we can from our ancient land. Salam. Welcome to Iran. This program brings you a cheese cave in Semnan, Persian saffron and barberries, the legendary Silk Road in northeast Iran. Semnan province is to the east of Tehran, and like Tehran, it's on the southern skirts of the Alborz mountain range. Where there are lots of mountains, there are mysterious caves. In one of them, Reza Nayebi found some cheese.
Okay, do you see the baby right here? What's really cool is that's the mother right there. Come on, go to your baby. Go to your mother, I mean. Okay, I'm in the province of Semnan. It's raining, and as you see, there's sheep all around me. There's some unique things going on right here in this province with sheep. We're going to take a look at that. Some really traditional cool bread being made, and some really cool Iranian pastry, I guess you'd call it. It's called kuluche. It's Iran program, it's Rez, it's raining, it's Semnan. It is the shepherd.
It's funny how using the simplest ingredients and things can produce the finest of products. There was nothing special about all the ingredients used to make the local bread or pastries, yet the end result was magnificent. Coal is placed into a small, well-like apparatus.
Okay, now this is traditional Semnan bread. As you see, they're kneading the dough. And then what they do is they actually put it on like a pillow. And then it's smashed against here in this oven. I'm going to give it a shot here. Hopefully I won't get cooked or burned. خانم میشه اینو به من بدین لطفاً؟ دستتون درد نکنه. یه لحظه. Here we go. The mitt. It's stuck. It's my bread. It's cooking. It's hot. It's hot. I gotta eat it. It's delicious.
شیر تمیز شده رو میارن رو اجاق میجوشونن. اینو میذارن خنک شد، بعداً به همین صورت که دارن مایه میزنن این مایه رو قشنگ مخلوط میکنن. بعد از 1 ساعت و نیم تبدیل به پنیر میشه. این پنیر رو حالا دارن چیکار میکنن؟ آماده میکنن برای آبگیری. تو این صافی، به این صافی هم ما به زبان محلی سنتی میگیم پردو. بعد از اینکه این آبگیری انجام بشه، آبگیری پنیر، این پنیر که خوش میشه، ولی این آبی که از پنیر گرفته میشه، این آب باز مورد استفاده قرار میگیره. یا همون پنیر رو میبریم میخوایم داخل پوست قرار بدیم و به صورت پنیر پوستی استفاده بشه، یا نه میخوایم از پنیر بریم چی بگیریم؟ آروشه درست کنیم.
Okay, as you can see, I'm lighting this wood here. The reason I'm lighting this wood and the reason that woman is kneading the cheese, and you see someone standing by with some substance here. What they do is they light this. Okay, it went out, but anyway, listen to me. They light this, then they put this, and there's a medicine made. This medicine is used for aching of the bones, things of that nature. اسم این چی میشه موقعی که درستش میکنی دارو؟ اوروشه. The name of the medicine is اوروشه.
According to local tradition, the villagers believe that using urushe as a natural topical cream is a wonderful way to relieve pain from your joints and bones. The process of making urushe is basically a mixture of herb, cheese, and dairy products. The products are all mixed together and then cooked in a deep dish pot.
Okay, like I stated, we're in the province of Semnan. Now we're in the village of Aftar, and it's famous for its cheese. You saw the cheese being made. What's unique is we're gonna go inside this cave, and it's like a natural refrigerator. They store it there. It is bitterly cold, but it is bitterly cool. It's the Iran program. Come with me, guys. We love you guys. Whoa, look at this cave. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Whoa.
پنیر از برج خردادما برای اینجا آورده میشه به خاطر دلیل سرمای این غار زیر 0 درجه 6 ماه نگهداری میشه و بهترین حاصل را برای مردم ارائه میده. تقریبا 3000 تا الی 5000 جلد جا داره.
Okay, this is a 15 kilo hat. No, it's not. It's actually 15 kilos of the traditional natural cheese they make here in the village. And what they do is they store it inside this sheepskin, and then they put it all over this cave. Like I told you, it's like a natural refrigerator. It's really heavy. From delicious cheese to fantastic traditional Iranian bread to the most amazing pastry, it seems like the village of Aftar in the province of Semnan had a little bit of everything. What's cool is this rug. Folklore has it that if you lay on it in the wintertime, it'll take away all the pain of your body. Well, I hope you enjoyed the latest edition of Iran program as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. And hey, not just Reza Nayebi, all the reporters of Iran program love you guys. Take care of yourselves and can't wait to see you again. I want to eat something.
One of our favorite dishes in Iran is zereshk polo. It's basically barberry rice. We have barberry rice with mutton, beef, or chicken. But the basic ingredients of barberry rice are barberries and saffron. And South Khorasan is where some of the best saffron and barberries in the world are produced.
Saffron, commonly referred to as red gold. It's the most expensive and most sought-after spice in the world.
Patches of purple fields scattered around every single village in Iran's South Khorasan province, a familiar scene in autumn in the undisputed capital for saffron production. This is where over 90% of the annual 250 tons of saffron produced worldwide is harvested, and also the best in terms of flavor and aroma thanks to the unique ecological conditions of this region, where cultivating the highly sought-after spice dates back more than 3,000 years.
زعفران به عنوان یک محصول نیست، یک تاریخچه است، یک اصالت و جزوی از خانواده کشاورزان ما محسوب میشه و ما چیزی حدود 1350 هکتار زعفران زیر کشت داریم در این شهرستان که از این میزان کشت و سطح زیر کشت حدود 5 تن زعفران خشک ما برداشت میکنیم در سال.
At $65 per gram for the highest quality crop on world markets, saffron can actually cost even more than gold. The reason for that is its labor-intensive harvesting methods. Each flower has only 3 stigmas, so around 400,000 delicate red strands need to be hand-picked from nearly 140,000 flowers for each kilo. In several large factories in South Khorasan province, in different stages, machines are making the process easier. But still, they can never replace the careful eyes and hands of the workers who, in order to produce the best saffron in the world, examine every strand carefully in order for you to have that special addition to your luxury dishes. Obviously, only your eyes and hands cannot be trusted to pick the best saffron. So in the saffron quality test laboratory, technicians make sure that the customers get nothing less than their money's worth.
بالای 150 نوع بسته‌بندی در وزن‌های مختلف انجام میشه که کوچکترین وزنش 125 هزارم گرم هستش و بزرگترینش بالای 30 گرم هست که بسته‌بندی میشه. با توجه به ظرفیت اسمی کارخونه تقریباً ظرفیتی که 7.9 تن هستش، ما سالانه بالغ بر 10 الی 12 تن صادرات در طول سال داریم.
Iran's saffron exports rose by 36% in 2014 according to the National Saffron Council. And this year, thanks to better rainfall, officials are expecting Iran's red gold output to reach 300 tons. Now, aside from saffron, Iran is also the largest producer of barberries in the world. And if you're into exotic fruits, you would definitely want to know more about this one. These thorny shrubs of 1.5 to 2 meters tall produce the seedless sour berries I just told you about. They are used in one of the most popular traditional Iranian dishes called zireshk polo ba morgh, which is saffron rice, barberries, and chicken. It's picking season now, so all you see are the bunches of barberries. But if you ever happen to visit South Khorasan in April or May, you can enjoy quite a different scenery, with all of these shrubs covered with beautiful yellow blossoms. You may think that you've learned a lot, but there's still more. Another treasure I came across here in abundance is the pomegranate. With its ruby red, crystal-like sweet and sour seeds, it is referred to as the fruit of paradise. I say South Khorasan province should be called the land of exotic fruits and spices.
در خراسان جنوبی ما حدود 4050 هکتار انار داریم که سالیانه به طور متوسط 29900 تن انار تولید میشه. عمده این انار تولیدی مربوط به رقمی هست به نام شیشه کپ که خاص این استان هست و از ارقام تجاری و صادراتی کشور به شمار میاد و این رقمی رو خدمتون گفتم حدود 70% سالیانه به صورت محصول صادراتی در شرایط معمول کشور صادر میشه.
And I could never think of a better way to finish today's report, with a fruit that Iranians consider a symbol of love.
Gisumisha Ahmadi for Iran.
The Silk Road was a path that transported merchandise and cultures between Eastern and Western civilizations for millenniums. The Silk Road passes across the northern regions of Iran. Let's see what this legendary route looks like today.
The story of one of the world's oldest and most historically important trade routes and its cultural, historical, and social influences. The Silk Road is an important international trade route between China and the Mediterranean. Because China's silk comprised a large proportion of the trade along this ancient road, in 1877, it was named the Silk Road by an eminent German geographer. The road is now included in the World Heritage List of UNESCO. I drove about 900 kilometers from the capital city Tehran to Khorasan province. This is the starting point of my journey on the Silk Road. It's going to be amazing. There are going to be surprises and I can't wait. See ya. Mashhad is the capital of Razavi Khorasan province. The city is most famous and respected for housing the tomb of Imam Reza, the 8th Shia Imam. Mashhad is also known as the city of Ferdowsi, the Iranian poet of Shahnameh, which is considered to be the national epic of Iran. On my way to Neyshabur, which is another very important city on the Silk Road, I had a quick stop And of course, it was at a caravanserai.
During my journey, you will see a lot of caravanserais, because they're a very important element of the Silk Road. One thing tells me that this place was a very magnificent and a beautiful one, and it is. Because not only Imam Reza stopped here for a couple of nights, but also many caravans who were traveling through the Silk Road stopped here too. And that's why they built this caravanserai for them, and they called it Qadamgah.
Qadamgah caravanserai belongs to the Safavid era, and it was built to host visitors, merchants, and pilgrims who were traveling on the Silk Road.
Since I started my journey, everything that I do and everywhere that I go somehow relates to the Silk Road and my experience with it. Back in the old days, the 8th Shia Imam, Imam Reza, traveled from Medina to the great Khorasan through the Silk Road. And he passed through Nishabur, and people of Nishabur followed him to this place. He stayed here for a couple of nights. Since then, this became a holy place for Shia Muslims all around the world.
This charming octagonal mausoleum set in a magnificent garden is on the Mashhad Road, 26 kilometers from Nishabur in the village of Qadamgah, the place of the foot.
The Great Khorasan has been always a significant part of Iran's history. And if I want to highlight something in this region, the old city of Nishabur is definitely on top of my list. The old city of Nishabur was the capital of Iran more than 1,000 years ago. After that many years, you can still find signs of civilization in every corner of these ruins. You can see pathways, gates, skeletons, pots, kitchens, etc. These people got attacked by Mongols who came from the east and probably took the same route as the Silk Road. They escaped and settled here. Then an earthquake happened and it ruined everything.
سایتی رو که شما الان مشاهده می‌کنید به نام سایت موزه شادیاخ یکی از مناطقی هست که مربوط میشه به دوره اسلامی، اوایل ظهور اسلام در ایران و ورود اسلام به ایران، که این سایت موزه به عنوان یکی از سایت‌های مهم باستانی هست، جایی که برای اولین بار بعد از ظهور اسلام و در سال 205 هجری به عنوان پایتخت ایران شناخته شد و عبدالله ابن طاهر با سپاهیانش در اینجا مستقر شدند و مؤسس اولین حکومت در دوره طاهریان بعد از ظهور اسلام در ایران بودند.
Shadiyah, which probably comes from Shadi Kakh, means the palace of happiness, was one of the main palaces, gardens, and great neighborhoods of old Nishabur. Some notable people like Attar Nishaburi lived here. Attar's tomb is now in this area. Attar was probably the son of a famous chemist, receiving an excellent education in various fields. He practiced the profession of pharmacy, but eventually he abandoned his pharmacy store and traveled widely to Baghdad, Basra, Kufa, Mecca, Medina, Damascus, Turkestan, and India, meeting with Muslim scholars and mystics, and returned promoting their ideas.
I wish I was able to travel through the Silk Road more than 800 years ago, when Attar Nishaburi was alive, and I had a chance to sit down with him and have a chat. Today I can only dream about this. But some people did have a chance to do it. People who were traveling from east to west and west to east. They were stopping by and they were meeting this great Persian mystic and poet. They are the ones who sent his message and his name to the rest of the world. Attar was born in Nishabur, but today he's a well-known character all around the world.
Omar Khayyam is another prominent figure of Khorasan and specifically Nishabur region.
Today is the first day of Azad in Persian calendar, and I'm marking it as the first day of my journey through the Silk Road within Iran from east to west. Talking about calendar, if it wasn't because of this great man from the land of Khorasan, and I mean Khayyam Nishaburi, I would have not able to tell you what day is today or even mark it on my calendar.
Outside Iran and Persian-speaking countries, Khayyam has had an impact on literature and societies through the translation of his works and popularization by other scholars. The most influential of all was Edward Fitzgerald, who made Khayyam the most famous poet of the East in the West.
Silk was certainly a major trade item from China to the West. And I'm sure that it stopped somewhere on the way, probably here. And this is how it got introduced to Iran and Iranians. And it became an almost permanent part of the Persian carpet. The hand-woven Persian carpet, which is famous and popular all around the world, and specifically in the West. It tells me something, that the silk didn't continue its travel alone, but it took Persian carpet with itself too.
The Silk Road wasn't only used for people to travel, but there were goods taken by the merchants of each of these different countries, cities, and regions to the others, and traded between them. Each region had its own specialties, which were based on their unique local skills and natural resources of that area. Khorasan was and still is famous among the regions on the Silk Road for its precious carpet, turquoise, and the red gold, which some people call it saffron.
After almost a week of traveling and going through different routes and seeing different things, like amazing stuff, it's easy to get lost, even on the Silk Road. And this is exactly where I need to see a sign, something that shows me the direction. This tower tells me that I'm very close to the city of Sabzevar.
This brick tower served as a travel guide for caravans traveling on the Silk Road from Neyshabur to the historical city of Ray in the central part of Iran. In addition to silk, the route carried many other precious commodities. Caravans heading towards China carried gold and other precious metals, ivory, precious stones, and glass, which were not manufactured in China until the 5th century. In the opposite direction, furs, ceramics, jade, bronze objects, and iron were carried. Many of these goods were bartered for others along the way, and objects often changed hands several times at places like caravansarais and local bazaars in Sabzevar.
جاده ابریشم اثرات عمیقش رو این گونه بر شهر سبزوار گذاشته. شما در هیچ شهر ایرانی نمیبینید که فقط یه شهر 11 تا سرا داشته باشه. سرا همون تیمچه ها، همون جایی است که تجار میرن میشینن و تجارت میکنن و باری میاد. البته در یه جای شهر این بار کلی اول خالی میشه و بعد اون بار تقسیم میشه به ساختمان‌های کوچکتری در محور شهری تقسیم میشه. 11 تا سرا آمار تکان دهنده است. این نشون میده که سبزوار خاستگاه تجارته و جاده ابریشم به امید این شهر حرکت میکنه و میاد و در این شهر توزیع مواد و بارهای تجاری داره.
Bazaar has been always an inseparable element of Iranian cities, and it had a very important role during a time that caravans traveled on the Silk Road. Merchants sold their goods that they brought from the foreign countries, and they bought handmade goods from local craftsmen. From all the expertise and skills that Asian and Western merchants were able to find at a local bazaar in Sabzevar, nowadays you can only see the wood carvers, blacksmiths, quilt makers, and dyers who come to bazaar every morning, open their shops, and start working to keep the memories of the Silk Road alive and follow the footsteps of their ancestors. There are still many untold stories of the Silk Road and the importance of Khorasan region on this ancient route. We're lucky that we still have access to some precious works of Iranian scholars who have written books about people and places that don't exist anymore.
Since I started this trip, everything that I tell you is about history, and everywhere that I take you is a historical place. So this is exactly where we should be now. At the tomb of Abul Hassan Bayhaqi, the greatest historian of this nation, who was born here and buried here too, about 800 years ago.
Bayhaqi's history of the Khorasanian town of Bayhaq is one of the rich genre of local histories of cities, towns, and provinces which flourished in the central and eastern Islamic lands in pre-modern times. The book describes the history of the eastern Iranian lands from the time of the Arab conquests in the mid-17th century AD up to the author's own time, the second half of the 12th century, the last decades of Seljuk rule.
It's time to move on and continue my trip towards the west on the Silk Road. I'm gonna miss Khorasan. But you know what? I'm taking some souvenirs, like the merchants back in the old days. Turquoise and saffron. Shahriar Azimi on the Silk Road? No, Shahriar Azimi for Iran program.
We're going to have to say goodbye now, but you know you can keep in touch with us throughout the week and find out more about Iran. Our website address is iran.presstv.com. Our Facebook page is Iran Press TV. That's where you can watch each of the features broadcast today separately and leave your comments about them and communicate with our reporters. Our exclusive YouTube channel is Iran Program Press TV. That's where my friends have uploaded all the features ever produced for this show. And our email address is iran@presstv.ir. Keep in touch with us. God bless you all. Khoda nigahdar.